We are live, son.
We are live, son.
Okay. Hi, everyone. And I am Khaled, Shaban bin Cowart, and I'm with my co-host, Kintu Cowart. And today we are here on, we want to celebrate our hero. Yes, because she's my favorite. I look up to her like a lot. Oprah Winfrey. And this is her month. Yes. She's making 70, 60, 70.
You'll be 70. We're the same age. So
I don't
we're
know,
both
but
born in
this is
1954.
You'll be 70. We're the same age, and we were both born in 1954.
okay. She'll be making 70 years of age. She has made it. And with those 70 years, she has done something. She has done a lot of things, amazing things that we look up to her. We see she's a role model. She's an icon. She's an example of change.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she is.
Oh, well. Let's see if he can get back and join us. That's my son, Kintu. I'm Kintu. That's my son, Khaled. And he is streaming live from the Kakuma refugee camp in Kenya. And sometimes as you can see, sometimes the network is not all that good. It gets disconnected. He'll be back shortly, we hope. And that's one of the good news about us being co-hosts, because I can talk a little bit about, we both recognize Oprah Winfrey as a role model for us, as a superhero. And because the story is she and I are both exactly about the same age. She's a few months older than me. She was born in January of 1954 in rural Mississippi, and I was born in September 1954 in Southwest Georgia. And I got to say, I came from fairly privileged white people, which is a great place to be. That's a great race to be part of in the 50s in the South. And Oprah was born in rural Mississippi, and she was poor, very poor. And her chances of becoming something other than somebody's housemaid in those days was pretty remote. My chances of success were fairly high. My grandparents had been to college. My father had been to college. We were all educated people from families that had some money. So from the outside looking in, it looked like, well, Martin's going to do pretty well in life. Martin's got everything he needs. He's got family. He's got prestige. He's got the money, and all those kinds of things that we think are so important. And what does Oprah have? But you know what? I don't know how she did it, but she did. At a very young age, she tapped into what we call the zone of genius. She tapped into that manifesting super. She tapped into life within her. She tapped into what Jesus called the kingdom of heaven. We call it the zone of genius. And Joe Dispenza today calls it the quantum field. It really doesn't matter what you call it. It is all that same life force, that creative, unconditional, loving, creative energy that is the essence of who and what we are. And when we become aware of that, when we become that's who we are the universe itself. That part of us is living, listening, walking, doing everything. That is the universe. Our job as human beings is to show up with love and gratitude for everything that it is in the moment, and just trust that she's going to take you on a very wonderful ride. And as you move into a more intimate relationship, the way Oprah has, the way I have, the way my son Khaled has, and other members of my family and friends, and many people around the world right now have opened up to this, a part of this movement, who have realized that we are the universe itself. We are that unconditional loving energy that's creator of all things. And with advanced technology and AI and our ability to create a virtual world we live in today, we're really realizing that we're so much more than what we think we are. We are the actual universe herself. And when we know that, when we know who we are and what we're doing, then we begin to have the power to create our future. Then we begin because we tap into who we are and why we're here, and we get into that deep, intimate conversation of the universe, our creator, our great mother, our great father, of which we are created from that. I come from the Father, is what Jesus would say. That means I, you, me, every human being on the planet comes from the Father. And the biggest thing that I think is the biggest mistake that ever happened was Jesus never told anyone to worship him. And that's our biggest mistake. The last thing he wanted was people to worship him. He instructed us to follow him into the kingdom of heaven so we can manifest our future. He was teaching us how to manifest 2,000 years ago. But some bozos out there decided that he wanted us to worship him, and they created all these churches and religious institutions that are based on absolutely nothing that Jesus was here to do. And that's what we're here to inform you about. Jesus was saying to follow him, not to worship him. So I'm going to encourage all of you people out there who call yourself religious leaders, spiritual teachers, do what he says. Begin to follow him and teach others to follow him. But you can't teach others to follow him until you start following him yourself. And that's what we're here to talk about. I see Khaled's coming back now. Khaled, I'm so glad you're back. I've been carrying it without you, but it's a lot more fun when you're here, son. So come on back when you can. I'm seeing your face trying to come on here. Hold on, let me see. Let's see here. Well, he's trying to come on. So what we're talking about, son, is we're talking about what is manifesting. And, we started out celebrating Oprah because she's been such an amazing representation of someone that, but if you look at all the self-made millionaires, if you look at all the people who've made a difference in the world, they all manifested it. That's what manifesting is. We're always manifesting. It's just when we become conscious of it. So I was talking about the whole idea here. Let me just see here. As soon as he gets ready, I'll try to get him back on here. Sorry about that, everyone. Sorry, Holly. I know this frustrates him more than it does. It frustrates me because I love him so much, and I know how much he enjoys doing the show, and it just frustrates the living hell out of him that the network does this to him. And anyway, we love him, and we'll enjoy his presence when he can be here. There he is. There he is. Now he's coming back in here. Holly, we got to get that. I want to send some blessings for that network to open up for us, Sarah. Well, I want to keep the conversation moving on the subject of manifesting in the new year. What are you manifesting in the new year? Let me just say something about manifesting. I used to see that word a lot, and I would be like, it would show people like lying in an infinity pool in Costa Rica. Click this button, you'll be a millionaire. It doesn't work that way. Manifesting is not a selfish act. There you are, son. Let me just finish this thought. We're talking about manifesting can never be. It is all because in order to manifest, we have to let go of the ego's hold on us. and you cannot. So you go from seeing the world from a place of fear and not enough and lack,
There you are, son.
moving into the truth that you know you've got everything you need. So you don't have a need to be greedy. You don't have a need to hurt other people because you got everything. So you know you're in your zone of genius when everything about you is loving kindness. So son, come on back and let's get you back here again while we've still got you online and let you continue. I was just talking about what manifesting is, son. Come on back to us and share whatever you like. I can't wait to hear what you've got to say. Talk about manifesting in your life, what we've manifested together over the last. What have we manifested over 2023? Unmute yourself. Can you unmute your mic, Khaled? Can you unmute yourself, son? There
Can you
are.
hear me?
I can. Go ahead. Just start the show over, okay?
Can you hear me?
I hear you fine.
Can you hear me? Hello?
We hear you, son.
Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Just start speaking. We can hear you fine. Desert in Kenya. At least there is an internet. We should be grateful that there is one. Okay. And one day we're going to have communication will be much, much, much easier. So welcome to the world of really having your family, your son. Let me just give you let me talk about what we manifested in 2023. This time of year, I had a year ago, I was working with my business partner Abba to help figure out how to help these African refugees get out of the harm's way of the Kakuma refugee camp and get resettled in the United States. And we put together a number of programs and tried a variety of different things. We met a number of people. And in the process of doing that, I met Khaled and another guy, his brother, Darius. Met a lot of people. But for some reason, these two men and Abba, the three of us, by the end of the year, had become a family. We are a family in 2023. And in the doing of that, I adopted two boys, two beautiful men. Khaled's one of them, and his brother Darius. They're not blood related, but they're just the way the universe works. I would say we manifested this beautiful, loving family, and that includes my husband here in the United States. So, and that's what manifesting is. We are an example of the power of manifesting, and because we're manifesting their move to the United States. We're doing that and it sure is fun to just imagine and feel them getting on a plane, them getting approved by Welcome Corps, all the steps that are right there in front of us with the Welcome Corps coming out. We've got a real opportunity now that the U.S. government is behind us and helping us with this Welcome Corps program. This has nothing to do with all the other immigration issues going on in the country right now. This is a completely separate and apart program. of what's going on with our people coming in from the border. This is a different program. Okay, so don't get confused by that. This is a different program signed into policy by the Biden administration in 2021. 2021. So, and it's coming into effect right now, and that opens up a door for private sponsors like myself and any of you out there who'd be interested without a whole lot of commitment, not a lot of financial commitment. It's a 3-month willingness to be able to welcome somebody into this country and help them get connected. You can support one of these African refugees in coming into this country, and we're going to be educating you about that this year, because that's a great opportunity. Maybe you like to have a family too, you know. And I see my son coming back here. Let's see if we can get him on. There he is. Hey there, son. How are you?
I'm good. You can hear me now?
Yeah. What did you do?
Figuring out African internet.
Well, I was just telling people how I manifested this wonderful African family in 2023 that includes 2 beautiful boys, 2 beautiful men, you and your brother Darius, and then my business partner Ava. We feel like parents to you boys, and we love doing it. And we're manifesting. We manifested this, and we're going to be manifesting now with the help of Welcome Corps. We're going to be manifesting you and your brother and Abba right here to New Jersey this year. That's kind of exciting, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And it feels amazing. It feels, I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes there's some moments that you feel that you can't, just show out, like, or you can't say out, but just a smile every time on your face shows that that guy is always having, oh, that person is always, he has a moment that he always remembers. So every time I know that I have a dad who cares, who loves me, and is always there for me. It always gives me joy, happiness. I'm always smiling. I'm always giving myself. That's displayed. Yes.
I know. And every time I think about my son, I get excited. I think about my son, helping me fix breakfast in the morning or driving me to the store and going shopping with me. It brings a smile on my face. I feel it raises my vibrational energy. And that's how I attract the forces of the universe here to help me bring you here. We can't do it alone. We need the universe. We need all the superpowers of the universe to bring this into matter, into reality. And that's what everybody has that power. It seems impossible. I'm sure when Oprah Winfrey was running around as a young girl playing in the dirt in South Georgia, she didn't imagine herself celebrating her 70th birthday in a giant mansion in California. But look what she manifested. So you begin to create that intention, and you can make it happen. And the thing about it is, of course, she's enjoying a beautiful mansion, but so what? It's just a representative of the abundance that she has brought into the world, and she celebrates it. I think it's just absolutely wonderful, son. And so, go back to what you were saying. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I apologize.
No, it's okay. Like you said, because she manifested all that, because if you look at her life journey, it's all about everything was happening step by step, and every time they always say some things happen for a reason. So I think her life is like an example to most of us, because some of us have passed. We may not have passed through what she passed through, but we have similar problems that she passed through that will always give us motivation to accept that to succeed, to achieve. There are steps, there are ladders, and in those ladders you have to first think and know how to climb that ladder. The first ladder, the second ladder, the third ladder, till you finish. And that, I think, that is the manifestation, where the manifestation comes in. And with her life, when you see it, because she came from a poor background, right? She came from a poor background, and she struggled through the help of manifestation, not just struggling, but she manifested. Not just waking up in the morning and saying, I want to be the world's greatest woman. And she just sat down there. No, she didn't. She didn't wake up in the morning and say, I want to be a multi-billionaire. And she just sat down there. No, she didn't wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to be a role model. And she just sat there. No, that's what at least I know, because I think even when you're doing the manifestation, you have to work for it. You have to work for it. You have to. And how are you working for it? There's the thinking part. When you're thinking, there's that thinking part. Each time, because you would tell yourself, I want to be a multi-millionaire. You're already thinking. You want to be. That is the thought, thinking in your mind, and it has to be there. So you're working for it. You started by thinking. I at least about the manifestation. At least I know there's thinking, there's involving yourself in it, and there's feeling. That
feeling, yeah, you talk about that's the next step. You begin to feel
Yes.
the thing that you're thought about as if it's already happening, don't you? You begin to feel it. We don't think our way into the future, we feel our way into the future. So when we begin to think, I want to create a multi-million-dollar enterprise for the betterment of the others, I want to create $1 million for the betterment of the world. It always has to be for the betterment of others. It can't always just be for ourselves. So when you begin to think that, and you begin to feel, oh my God, if I could do that, that would just feel so great. And then you begin to imagine yourself. You begin to see yourself in the future living that life. That's how you do it.
Yeah. I always feel like because was it yesterday? I was kind of talking about feeling, the sense of feeling. I believe most times the feeling is the one that contributes the rest, because
Absolutely, you're 100. You're 100% correct. It's all about feeling.
Because when you feel, that's why you feel happy, or the happiness, or the pain.
Right.
And when you feel pain, you'll stop and be like, that's not the right way to go. When you feel that good feeling, that happy feeling, you said that's the right way to go, and you continue. So I think Oprah, in her lifetime and everything that she did, she had to feel that moment of being a multimillionaire, of being a role model, of being an example of change, of being I don't know how to say it, but being what she is. She felt it, then she just dived into the way we are diving into celebrating her birth month, and it feels so amazing, because right now I'm talking about feeling, and I'm so feeling this moment that I'm talking about my role model, I'm talking about my icon, my idol, I'm talking about someone that I feel.
Because what we're doing is, the reason she's an icon and a role model is because we can look at her and we can imagine ourselves. You can imagine yourself, Khaled. I can, being her, can't you?
Yes.
You can say, I can be a role model like her. I can be a role model for Africans, particularly African refugees, of what you can do in the world. If Oprah can do it, I can do it too, right?
Yes.
So you can kind of imagine yourself living like Oprah.
Yes, I always when I was young, I used to watch her shows, because I used to watch her shows. My favorite show was like when she asked MC Hammer. I think she had a show with MC Hammer. I think MC Hammer.
Yeah.
So the question I've just forgotten, but that show, I just enjoyed it. And the way MC Hammer replied, it's a show. I was still young. I remember I was still young, but I remember at least the people who were on that show was Oprah and MC Hammer. So I got to learn, like, Oprah is always free with everyone. Because for us, where we come from, or in Africa, we always had this, we always have, our parents, the African parents always took musicians, MCs, DJs to be, not to be a bad influence. That's what I can say. And they always took musicians, DJs, and rappers, everything to be a bad influence in a way of drugs, still, like, that's what came into. But when it came to Oprah could invite such a person on the show. It motivates me. It's not all about being a musician, or it's not all about you waking up in the morning and putting on a tie, a suit. I think it's what will take you to Oprah show or to anyone. It's you as a person. The person in you is the one that will take you to Oprah show. It's the one that will take you to the right way. The person in you is what people want, not how you look, not what you.
Yeah, that's exactly what people want. People want the authentic you. They don't want
Yes.
the you that you think you need to be to get people to like you. You need to be the person you are so people will want to be like you.
Yes. And
Because that's what we all want. We all want to be our authentic selves. So,
yes.
and that's really an act of self-love, isn't it? Because the more we can love ourselves as who we are, as human beings and creators of all things, as soon as we can begin to really love that and embrace that, we can let go of all that other stuff in our head that keeps us from holds us back. And we can be that demonstration in the world that we want the world to be. And that's what we're talking about here. We want to be the best versions of, the easiest way to say it is, I want to be the best version of me so I can help you become the best version of you. And that's the relationship I have with your dad. I want to be the best version of me as your dad to help you become the best version of you as my son. And I think that's vice versa. You want to be the best version of my son so that I can be the best version of your dad. And that's the reciprocity of love, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And one thing that always keeps, I'm going to talk about me, that always keeps me moving is, like we always say, we didn't know what manifestation was, but we were doing it. We didn't know what it was, but we were doing it because we used to want to have a dad, a person that would care for you, would get worried, someone who you would be, even when you're not in trouble, you try to switch off your phone for a moment, and the person tries to, call you, and the person is like, I'm worried, pick up the call. The person is calling somewhere else, someone, then they just tell you, your dad is looking for you, or your friend is looking for you so badly. Can you, that makes you feel like there's someone who cares. Like you treasured. People would be worried if even you miss out a second in their moment, like me missing out a moment in your moment, me not being there for a while, like not hearing from me. How does it feel? Is there someone that will feel that? Before we didn't have that, but now me, I'm going to be honest, I have very many people who would feel when I'm not there in a minute, in a moment, or a second, to look for me. Like, where's Ali? Where's Ali? Where's this guy? It feels good. Like you'll be like, whoa, I'm so, I'm liked, I'm missed. Before, no one was missing you, because even if you disappear and say, okay, I've gone, no one is going to be like, where is Khalid? But now there is. I have a dad. I have a best friend. I have a best friend, Abba Henry. I have a brother. There is Naz. I have very many friends, the Elvises. There are very many people, you know. I feel they're part of me. And like when I'm not there, they're like, whoa, where's this guy? And that is what I think also Oprah built. She manifested to a point that maybe she manifested love of only one person, and she didn't know that she was manifesting love from the whole world. And that's what we want to try and do. That's what I want to try and do. Besides Diamond Mind Academy, I also want to do it personally. And
I love what you're saying. I want you to think about something, son. Empathy is the way forward to compassion, right? You can feel what it's like to walk in somebody else's shoes, and you certainly can feel what it's like to walk in the shoes of African refugees and asylum seekers living in the camp who haven't met a dad yet, who haven't met someone that they know cares about them. And from experience that, talk a little bit about what it feels like to be in that camp, believing that no one cares about you. Because I want you to give a message to both our side of the world and to your side of the world from a person that's been there as to what they can do, what they can do to tap into this zone of genius and make the world better for each other. What would you suggest to those? Because you know what it's like in the camp, and I'll let you talk about what it's like being in the camp before you met me.
yeah, like in the camp, right? Like for me right now, I'm also in the camp, yes, but besides I'm outside the camp. But before I got outside the camp, the life is what you call. Have you ever gotten in a hell for 2 seconds? That's what I can say. In hell for 2 seconds. Imagine you're in a place. In fact, let's stop imagining. You're already in that place. You're in the place where you've gone, you have a crowd of people, you have a place to stay, you're sleeping on a mat. That is one. Two, you're given food. Yes, you're given food, true. But measured food that can't even last you for 2 weeks. But they tell you that food should last for a month or even sometimes 2 months, And remember, before you being a refugee, you had a life. You would get everything for yourself. Now, see, from this life to this life of everything is measured that this should go for 1 month, yet it can't even last for 2 weeks. Let's say even a week, because it can't. Not even a liter of cooking oil, 2 kilograms of rice, not even sugar, But you're there, and health-wise, still the same thing. There's a line, the only one that you're having a problem, like you're sick, you get malaria, for example, typhoid, because the diseases in the camp, and there are all sorts of bad behaviors in the camp. That's what I can say. That's what I can say. I was here, I got to see the worst behaviors in the camp. That's what I can tell you. And the only way to survive in the camp is just to, I think, pray, get into your zone of genius, talk to the universe, and then you can start manifesting what you want. Because it is in fact, it's like the hell on earth. Yes, that's what I can say. The hell on earth, where, just for a second, imagine you want to go to the toilet and it's all filled up. You're making lines. So it will result into other people helping themselves around the toilet, right? It's messy. It's so messy. Imagine you want to have a rest. It's a desert. You have to have a rest. That heat, the sun, you're under iron sheets. It's triple hit the iron sheets. The sun hits the iron sheets first, then the iron sheets will hit you, like the heat that will come out, you know. Besides, on the sides, the iron sheets. What are you trying to prevent? Which sun are you preventing? You're just helping the sun. The iron sheets are helping you burn you, in fact, hit you. That heat also, when you get a lot of heat, the body will get fed up, and the cells themselves inside there will react, and you result into getting sick, leading you to the hospital. Getting to the hospital, a number of people. That's another war. Again, you're from the house, sick, going to the hospital. There's a number of people so waiting. They're sick. That's another war. You get there, give you painkillers just to, and yet the sickness is inside. So just know, in the camp, I got to learn that this camp, it's a matter of just talking to the universe, believing into yourself, and praying that you live the next day. That's what I can say. That you can live the next day, then you live that day, then again pray to live the next day until you get a savior like Abraham, I think. And
Yeah.
when he comes in, I think that's where diamond mind comes in, and you feel.
Yeah. Why do we call it diamond mine? Let's talk about that. Share a little bit about why we call it diamond mine.
What I know is that you always said you discovered a diamond from the desert, from let's say the dust bin, and always, and from the rugged place. You saw the diamond, and you are like, no. You people would treat those guys like trash, but to me, I see them as diamonds, you know. And when you are walking around, having your scroll around the world, then you saw, let me give it an example of a pit of a dustbin or something. Then you saw that first diamond that was glittering, that was up, and you brought it up. And in that process of getting it out of the dustbin or the rugged place, it glittered, and you saw more and more diamonds that looked up to Abba and Abba Henry.
Yes, that's exactly what I did, son. There was a pile that the African people said was a pile of dirt, a worthless pile of dirt in the middle of the desert. So I said, let me see what you're talking about. So I went and looked in that pile of dirt, and I just saw sparkles all in the dirt. Sparkles. There's something sparkling in that pile of dirt out there. So I found one, I found two. First I found Abba, and I just pulled him out, and I said, hey man, you're beautiful. I love you. And he just grew in this beautiful, beautiful, oh, now Christ the King. And then he found you. We brought you out into that. I found the diamond in you. I found the diamond. So this is the point I'm trying to make, is there is an entire, this is the point I want to make on the American side. You want to know what you do to help? It's not money. Money will help. And we'll talk about that later. But that's not the answer. A lot of Africans think that they need money, and we do need money. Let's don't belittle that. And some of them have been reduced to having to beg because they just to survive. So let's don't judge that either. You don't know what you might do if you were walking in their shoes and you were living in the conditions that Holly just pointed out to you in the camp. And there are people who are trying to kill you at the same time. So it's not, you don't know what you might do. Walk in their shoes. I would say we need to walk in anybody's shoes first before we judge them. And what I would say, instead of judging them, you go and you meet them and you love them. And if you'd like to meet some of these beautiful diamonds and just have a conversation, become their friend. You know, tell them that you care about them. Let them know there's somebody in the outside world that actually cares about them. And yes, I want to promise you in the beginning, it's going to all be around money because they're desperate. They don't know when they wake up in the morning to eat. They don't know if they're going to, if they get sick, if they're going to go to the, if they're going to have money to go get a shot. I just had to get Holly just this week got a typhoid shot, and so did Abba. We fortunately have a enterprise and a nonprofit. We do well. We have a business that makes money. So we have manifested a business that makes money so that we can pay for our family's healthcare cost. That's what manifesting is. So, and they need. So but it's all built out of love. It's not. But I will tell you that you, the American, have got to rise up and say, I know you need some help. Don't take advantage of me. And let's get to know each other. Let's see what you really need. And you'll be amazed. And we'll be glad to connect you with some people. We have a lot of friends that will not take advantage of you. Love to meet you and become your friend. We have a program called OPP, which we've gone through from our side. That's how Lee got started. We have a program called the OPP program, which will that you together and you get to know each other and become friends. And we've got enough knowledge today, some guardrails up, so that the Africans don't continually sort of like feel desperate and need to beg you for money, and you don't need to all the time that they're going to be asking you for money. It's a real issue, and we're dealing with it. The way we're dealing with it, we're just talking about it like it is. And because when you transcend all of that, when you get down to the reality of it, these are beautiful men and women. My life is so different now that Holly, they're in it. I mean, I can't imagine life without them. And it's opened up my heart to a whole new world of excitement going into the new year. So if you want to manifest some way to serve others and serve something bigger than yourself, contact us. Contact me. Contact Ali. Send us a direct message. We'll be happy. We do daily meditations that are free that you can come and join our community on. There's all kinds of ways we can all connect each other, because that's the key to the game is connection. Human beings, we are all connected, and we connect through love, and we can change the world. And that's what manifesting is. Learning to love the world. The ego thinks all that. The ego, of course, thinks that's stupid.
Yeah, like I always tell you, it's a matter of just letting it be. Then, in the long run, it will come back. That's how some things are supposed to be driven or taken. Because if you force it, if you force it, you may break it. So sometimes you have to let it go so that it brings itself, or so that it comes. When you suppress it, it may break. So you just have to let it free so that it expands, maybe come back to you. So ego also is not good. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. You have to let go of ego and come with us and come and carry it. We live this world with our hands, all of us, and the way Oprah is doing it, the way other people are doing it, Oprah is holding it alone, so she needs more help. Other people, us, you, that one, whoever. We all need you so that we can lift up the world. And in Africa right now, that the other person that we have maybe is, I'm afraid of saying his name, so, but he's there. Person, the Ugandan person also fighting for us. Yeah, Bob Wine, I can say, Chakulani is also there, can lift us up.
Son, this has been a real pleasure today. We've gone a little over, but it's okay. It's our show. We do what we want to. It's a new year. We can make it as long as we like. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about as we celebrate Oprah's birthday today?
Yeah, I don't want to always forget about Diamond Mind, the donations. Oh my God. You can do a donation. You can make a donation, and don't worry, the donation is not too much. You can save a life. And the website is down there. I think you can see it.
Yeah, let's take a step back. That's a great idea, and tell people what is the Diamond Mine Project land purchase agreement. We were talking earlier about some basic needs. When you come to Kankama, they don't give you what you need, and if they found out anything about you that they don't like, they make your life even worse. So there's a lot of people in the camp who are marginalized, who need help. And so what are we doing with the money that we're raising in this land purchase campaign, son? Explain what the money is going to be used for and why that's important for people.
Yeah, thank you. About the money, there is buying the land itself. That's what I can say. So that we can build, I don't want to call them estates, but I want to call them places, comfortable places for people to feel free to do what they want and to get good accommodation that is like free water and like safe water, electricity, where they can charge their phones. And also it's going to be, in fact, it's a school. That's why it's an academy. It's a place to learn. You know, it's a place to learn. It's a place we want to. It's a place Abba wants to create where you can learn online, get online jobs, not scamming, but online jobs where you're hired from people abroad while, like people abroad, like for example, people abroad need virtual assistants, need editors, they need broadcasters, those who know how to edit podcasts and all that. They need them. So this is what Abba's vision is. Like if he could create a place like that where people are able to get employed online so that they can take care of themselves with needs, because we have single mothers, we have people who are like mothers or ladies who are just stressed, they have kids and they have to take care of the kids. The camp or the help that is given in the camp cannot sustain a mother and a kid, no. So this is what Abba sees in his vision. This is what he thought. He started feeling it. That's the manifestation that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Vision of,
right. Beautiful.
And he went
yes, exactly.
And it is happening. Yeah. Because I'm a student in that academy. I'm that person that he thought of, and I'm here. There are more other people that are there. So the money would go to me, the rest that we are going to learn, and we are learning, And he has brought up people that we have learned. We have gotten jobs, and we do online, like legit jobs, not scamming people. When in Africa, when you talk about online jobs, they think about scamming, and this is not how it is when it comes to Diamond Mine Academy, because we also going to get a license onto this. We're in the process. That's what I can say. And yes, we want to expand this not only, and we also want, the Diamond Mine Academy also wants to help people get into it.
I think you got your frozen stuff. Let me just, while you're frozen, let me kind of wrap all that up. I think you got frozen there. So let me just sum up what you just said, because I think you said it beautifully. What we're doing is we're buying our own. It's not that expensive. This isn't. We're looking to raise $25,000. This is not. We don't need in American standards a lot of money to do this. We need $25,000 to buy 10 acres of land, protect it, put a boundary around it, a fence around it, build some temporary housing, with solar panels and access to water and all the things we need for living, and a good access to the internet, so we can teach people who are sitting out there in the middle of the desert wasting away. We can put them to work teaching them, like we've done Khaled, and they can soon have their own podcast shows, and that we can get our own sort of self-sustaining financial village right there in the middle of the desert, because we all know with the connection there's literally an opportunity to create, to make millions of dollars right there in the middle of the desert. So that's what we're manifesting. We're manifesting a safe place for people to live. We'll have protection from with the local government to take care of us, make sure that we got a sacred place for people to live, people to get medical attention, people to connect with the internet. But we need some seed money to help us get that going. And that's what this is all about. Okay. So if you can think about that, go to www.diamondmineacademy.org to the land purchasing campaign page and make a contribution. You can make as little as $35 up to $1,500, and you can make anything in between you wanted to, and you could call us and we can, any way you want to help us, we need help. It's a worthy task, because the beauty is you get to bring people like Khaled into your life, and you're going to find these are just beautiful, beautiful diamonds of people, of the beautiful people I've ever met in my life. And I tell you that I want you to have this in your life too. Okay. I mean, yeah, my friends have taken advantage of this, and they've gotten these great relationships with these beautiful African people. And just come to it with a place of empathy and compassion, walk in their shoes a little bit, see what it might feel like to be in their shoes, and come say hello, come meet them, and we'll connect you, and you'll have a whole new family of friends on the other side of the world who will love and appreciate you the way my family loves and appreciates me. And it's a wonderful way to wake up in the morning.
It feels amazing. That's what I can say. And what I can say is any contribution, remember, it saves a life. And remember, any contribution you do, it will save not only me, but someone else there. Oh, it will mean a lot to someone.
Just give people an idea, Khaled, what $35 will buy for you guys in the camp. What will $35 buy approximately?
Like, let me give an example. Mostly, like, let me base it on women and children. Because now $35, let's say, it can buy baby's milk like for 1 week, because babies, they need to be fed all the time. It can buy water, gas, to take you for a while, a month or so. Yeah, it can buy the internet around the home. Yeah, so it can buy a lot of things, take care of a lot of things. That's what I can say.
Yeah, for just $35, what it would cost most of us in this part of the world to go out and have one meal.
Yeah,
you can actually provide a week of meals or 2 weeks of meals for our entire family in the safe house.
yes,
You can feed a lot of people, and you and I both know that $35 would not. It will feel good giving it. I promise. It will feel good giving it. So please think about that. And I'll give it back to you, Khaled, because you're right. I didn't want to forget about this important endeavor, because we do need help. I mean, we've got, fortunately, with the Welcome Corps, the gateway to the United States is getting easier and easier, but we need help to get people here safely. And that's what Diamond Mine Academy is dedicated to. We're here to help our fellow East African refugees get to a safe place, a safe passageway to get resettled in America. That's our purpose. That's our mission. That's what we do. And to take care of people all along the way. It's a path. And you got to, anytime people are traveling, they need to be protected. And there's no protection right now. So the Diamond Mine Academy is about putting in protection as well as access for people to learn and become a part of the world.
So true. You said everything. I think all I can, what I'll say, like when I'm wrapping it, is just saying, I know you're going to donate, you who is watching. And you who is watching, you're going to share it someone. Maybe you may not be able to donate, but you have a friend who has a friend who can help donate. You can share it anywhere. You can take it anywhere. Just don't keep the good message for yourself. Share it around. Let everyone know. And yeah, at least you'll be, when you've contributed something, you've done something. Maybe you've not contributed financially, but you've shared to someone who is willing to contribute. So thank you so much.
You know what I'm going to ask you to do? Because you sing pretty well. Why don't we close the show with you singing Happy Birthday to Oprah? Can you sing a happy birthday to Oprah?
I don't know how to sing, but let me try. Let's just try.
Give it a shot.
Okay. Happy birthday, Oprah. Happy birthday, Oprah. Happy birthday, dear Oprah. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Oprah.
Oprah. Happy birthday, Oprah. Happy birthday, dear Oprah. Happy birthday to you.